right, let's get down to business. Lil Nas X music video, Montero. First of all, I would like to say that that was awesome, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous, glamorous. It's serving very much Marge crumping in Purgatory. Honestly, like, I think the designs of the outfits, men do better. I just saw a Cupcake post. Oh, I'm kind of bored with women rap. And I don't know what you would call Lil Nas X. I don't know if he would be a pop star or a rapper or like, but I'm just bringing this up because it's like, I know Cupcake's trying to get on the scene and she like doing that, causing controversy, making people like look at her stuff is going to do that. But honestly, no guy is doing it like Lil Nas X is doing it right now. No guy. But people talk about the baby. Like, I don't care about the baby. Like, the baby needs to go to home. Like, I really don't like any single guy in hip hop, rap, anything. They're like not comparing. And like, honestly, black people are really running the show right now. I don't understand why y'all mad. Like, I literally understand, but I don't understand. Like, I get it, but I don't want it to happen. There's really no reason why we're 2021 still, y'all are still on this burn the witch situation. It's insane to me. We should have seen this coming when y'all were like trying to deny science. But like, honestly, we're not pilgrims, okay? Not everyone came from like Christopher Columbus's testicle. Like, we really don't need this. Like, we really, really, really stop. Like, this isn't the colonies. Like, you have no power here. Like, stop. Caitlyn Baboo and all these people coming out of the woodwork. First, this isn't first. There's many bullets to a lot of these things. So let me just go down the list. So, in addition to like being counterproductive to anything that's going on in our society, y'all continuously talking about this whole thing. Like, Republicans and conservatives literally make the most money they ever had, like white supremacists as well, from black outrage. And some black people are really like not having it. Like, I was kind of upset to see Cupcake. I don't know if she was referring to this specifically, but she said something about like not wanting this demon stuff going on. It's like, I get what the sentiment is for black people. Some black people are still like in this colonized situation where they're like, oh, well, religion, this, that, and the other. But I think it's real interesting. Now, before I get into the whole religion situation, I like to put myself front and center. I consider myself a Wiccan Christian. That means, in all, like, to just bubble it down without going like greatly into it, it's not paganism. I consider the stories of these stories of the Bible just as lore, just as every other religion. Like, it's hope, and particular people like to use hope against others, and that's how they manipulate people. Everything is connected. This whole Jackson thing situation where he cheated on his wife and he's got a bunch of mistresses and he's like, and then it's just like everything is connected. You can't, there's so much to say. Like, bottom line is, stop. It's getting annoying. There's so many things that you guys can be talking about. Lil Nas X's video was great. And I hate to see all these black people talk about, oh, this is devil, this is this, that, and the other. Like, no. You know what's devil? Devil is what just happened the last 4 years. Devil is kids still being locked up. The devil is we elected a president that's still not doing anything about that. That's what the devil is, okay? So you guys are really twisted on, okay, oh, indoctrinating our children. First of all, why don't you teach your children? How about if you're gonna believe in all these values and rituals? I think it's pretty interesting that he who cast the first stone can't cast no stones. Like, y'all always talking about how do unto others and all that, but y'all are the first people to be throwing stones, bumping Bibles and bumping, thumping Bibles and talking about how someone's going to some place when they die. When literally there are cults occurring, there are people literally trying to have polygamous relationships under the guise of religion, saying that, oh, this is what God wants for us. And that's the devil. Like, honestly, if you guys are gonna even play this whole who's an angel, who's a devil game, it's not Lil Nas X. This whole thing with it, I completely understand it. I completely got the whole story. And if it went over your head, maybe you're just stupid and you dumb and you really don't know, like you really aren't, or you don't have the range to be discussing or talking about a music video. Like, go about your business. Why are like politicians talking about this? Y'all need to really be talking about why people are suffering in America and why poverty's so high and why people are homeless. Why don't you talk about that? Stop talking about Lil Nas X when you could, like, honestly, did y'all go this hard for all those people and all those country singers that talk about whiskey and getting drunk and driving their trucks? Like, y'all don't talk about drinking and driving, but you're sure talking about Lil Nas indoctrinating your children when your children, the children before you, who are you grow up to be addicts, you popping pills, or you drinking and driving, or like you just a functioning alcoholic. And I say functioning very loosely because y'all act trifling, and I know you're drunk or on drugs, but you like to vilify the black community and other black people for having that in their music when it's like, really honestly, it's an industry. There are certain things that sell. Like, we're mad at Megan Thee Stallion for what she did. And I'm not really going to talk about Cardi B. I'm not a fan of Cardi B, so it's like, I was fine with WAP, but I'm really not a fan of hers. And like with the whole Kylie Jenner thing, I know it was just, she getting in on it really helped them, and I understand it helped her and all that. It's just like, I get it. It was annoying. Still annoys me. But honestly, I think this whole thing, like Montero, Call Me By Your Name, like, they're like, I keep saying first off, but I'm just like, I'm multiple bullets. Like, I'm just gonna say it, like bullet 1000. Like, I love the fact that most of his videos are just himself, because it's just like, why not? Like, until like you get your bag, and then so you can pay other people, and help out your community. Because I'm not gay. The demographic that he's catering to is also black people, and I see a lot of black people talking about, like I said, oh, this is devil worship, and da 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 da. It's just like, it's not devil worship. He literally kills the devil at the end. I think it's just aesthetics. I think it's so cool. Like, okay, let me talk about a few things. Panic at the Disco, I really don't know if they had an issue at the time, but there's this song they made called The Emperor's New Clothes, right? And the main dude, I don't know, his name's like Brandon or something, or Brendan. He turns into like a demon or something. And he's like, I'm taking back the crown. I'm all dressed up and naked. See what's mine and take it. And it's just like, it could be interpreted a lot of ways. There's so many interpretations. Like, I really don't understand. And then people talking about, oh, Old Town Road is the child's anthem. It's like, there are a lot of, what about, what's his face? Lil Jon. When I was in middle school, we were listening to the Window, to the Wow, to the Sweat Drop. Okay, middle school, and it was not censored, middle school. It was not, so, middle school, yes. Middle school. So I think you guys, just because kids and children are on TikTok and they're wearing makeup, or guys will have their shirt off and they're like muscular, does not mean they're any older. They're still children. Treat them like children, okay? And discipline your own children. Have conversations with them. If you're religious, then have a religious conversation and stop being like having no conversation and saying, oh, that's the devil. Like, there's no conversation being had. And then Caitlyn Baboo gonna say something, be racist. She's talking about, I don't think there's racism in this world. I just don't believe it. And then he's like, have you seen your dad? Like, honestly, that's racist, because you wouldn't have said that to him if he were like Travis Baker or Barker or whatever his name is, like some white Anglo-Saxon Machine Gun Kelly loser. Like, have y'all listened to anybody's songs? Literally any person's song. It, like, literally just close your eyes and click on any person. Like Katy Perry. There's so many people who have just had a lot of like sexuality in their music, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm saying that y'all are really harping on Lil Nas. Y'all are really harping on Lil Nas X for no reason, especially since it's literally art. It's literally art. If you don't, they're like, oh, you just dropped this all of a sudden. It's like, actually, no. Montero was talked about a long time ago. A long time ago. People have been waiting for this song. And a sidebar, I bought the song, and now he's got this extended version that I wanted in the first place. It's like, I know you're not about to make me pay this for this song twice, because I wanted that version to begin with. Kind of upset about that, because I like the extended version, and I really don't want to have to buy it again, but I might, just because it's whatever, man, okay? It's whatever, but really get off his back. There really isn't a problem here. I wasn't offended. I don't think this is supposed to, people are like, oh, I would like you, when you attach fear, when you use your energy and say something, that's what gives it power. So if you are afraid of 3 6s, it's going to do something to you. It's going to have an effect, because energy matters. That's why you have to have a positive mindset. If you have a negative mindset, negative things happen. That's what the world is. That's what magic is, but no one wants to say that. That's real magic. Energy. And it's ironic that we call light sources electronics using energy. It's the same thing, except one's tangible. But whatever. Stream Montero, Call Me By Your Name. I really like the fact that he opened up and he's like doing things that make him happy, and I really don't understand why people are like I said, I do understand, but I'm like, stop being so colonized. Stop making it seem like, oh, well, this is just horrible. Like, we need to stand in solidarity with each other. This is ridiculous. All this. And it's not, him doing this is not dividing. You making your stance on what he's doing is dividing. That is where the division lies, okay? Because Lil Nas X, y'all already knew he was gay. Like, you're acting like, oh, he can be gay. Y'all are like Blanche Devereaux. She was fine with her brother being gay as long as he didn't put a ring on a man's finger. Y'all are fine with Lil Nas X being gay as long as, oh, well, you can have those pretty outfits at a gala because they're pretty looking, but don't be on no, like, video kissing no guy. Or it's just like, honestly, like, really? What happened to do unto others? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, like, religion is not the problem. Nothing in itself is the problem. It's how people use particular things, such as religious beliefs, like voodoo, like Christianity, like Hinduism, like Wicca, paganism. You can believe in any of these. But the depravity lies in how you execute these beliefs. Y'all know about James Jones or whatever his name is. I really don't remember his name. but he literally indoctrinated a lot of black people because he was talking about a place where black people and white people could be together in harmony. You know how dangerous that was? You know how many black people died because they were following his religious beliefs? Do you know how many people, when your mom was like, oh, if Billy jumped off a bridge, would you do that too? I think it's pretty interesting that somebody's mom and dad told their son that about Billy, yet they're going to jump off a bridge because some pastor told them to. I think that there are a lot of false prophets, and I feel like in order to actually be connected, you shouldn't have to follow false prophets or any prophet that you're unsure of if you have a feeling about it. And 9 times out of 10, people do have feelings, they just ignore them. I don't get a feeling of Lil Nas X being a Satanist or anything. And even if he was a Satanist, it's not my business to go change him. I'm not no missionary. I'm not going to be like, have you heard the Lord or Jesus? Honestly, this isn't what it's about. I think it's pretty interesting that y'all love to talk about how this is endangering the children, but the certain people in the rap industry who are calling against Lil Nas X for their children's sake love people like these examples, but are not limited to Chris Brown. Chris Brown beat on Rihanna and, oh, I'm a changed man. How do we know that? How do we know that? He could beat women every day and pay them off. We'll never know. We'll never know. That's one thing about being rich in this country. You can do whatever you want. You can pay people off. You can end them. We'll never know. Justin Bieber has a lot of following and he's a culture vulture. Just saying, he's a culture vulture. Light brown and even some black men have accepted him into our community, and I'm just like, okay. I just saw on Twitter today that they think that Justin Bieber is the Prince of Pop, and I'm just like, if anything, Lil Nas X is the Prince of Pop, and he just showed up on Arrival. But I would give that to him before I would give it to Justin Bieber, just because he did like the moonwalk, or he like balanced on his toes or something when he was 15. Justin Bieber is not the Prince of Pop. That's just the end of the discussion. That's the end. When Michael Jackson is the king of pop, you do not get to say Justin Bieber, some Canadian little boy, is the Prince of Pop. You just don't. Kinda dumb. But I'm really sick of seeing conservatives and some black people say that they're not gonna support Lil Nas X when it's pretty interesting. It's like when all of your views, or even some of your views, fall in line with white supremacists and people who will literally lose sleep at night knowing that you can get a paycheck in this world and you can actually gain income and you're not just a slave or you're not just beneath someone's shoe. I think it's time to change what you think. It's time to reevaluate what you think. If black people sat back and looked at how many conservatives are mad at Lil Nas X, they would understand that this is not a battle that you should be fighting. If you've got anything to say that's not nice, don't say it at all. Practice what you preach. Do unto others. Judge lest not you be judged. Like, do everything you can. Like, actually, if you're going to spit out these venom words of some sort of indoctrined gospel, like a cult, it's really insane how a cult some of these Christians can be. How corrupt. And then they're going to dare talk about Lil Nas X. And then their children. They don't care what happens to their children. That's why they're on TikTok being racist. That's why they're on TikTok looking like 20-year-old and 25-year-old when they're actually 15 and 16. You don't know who your kids are talking to online, and you're talking about you care. because Lil Nas X made a music video. I think you need to raise your children. I think you need to have a conversation with them, and I think you have to actually do your job as a parent, because the school system is definitely not going to raise your child, because as of right now, we're living in the world, all these adults that we see around each other, like we see everyone around us, they were once a child and they once had issues and they once had parents who were just like you, stupid and not watching their children. And whatever you've got set up in your household, whatever cult stuff you're going on, and you're worried that they're going to think outside whatever cult box you've created for them, how about you talk to them, have a dialogue rather than trying to keep out open and different ideas? Because honestly, this isn't about the whole Satanism or whatever, because like I said, he kills the devil at the end. And I was kind of upset because the guy that was playing the devil in the music video kind of really wasn't into the role. But I guess he didn't want to outshine Lil Nas, because in his videos I've noticed that he's kind of like stiff. Like Holiday, he was a bit stiff, but from the rest of his music videos that I've seen him in, he seemed a lot more comfortable in this one, and I'm happy for that. But I feel like the actor who played the devil could have had more to bring to the, I don't know if that was him or not. I actually thought it wasn't, but maybe thinking about it, it could have been him. All I know is it's a good song. I suggest getting the extended version if you're going to buy it or listen to it, because there's a whole like hook that's missing from the first one that I'm kind of upset about, because it's a very, very small song. Like, a lot of his songs are very short. It seems like they're made for features. Like, each of his songs, Panini, like, I literally hate Bhad Bhabie. Literally, I really wanted to buy the song Levitating, but I can't, because Bhad Bhabie is featured on it. But the best featured on Panini was Bhad Bhabie, and I'm 100% sure that somebody else wrote his song, his verse for him. So I don't have to give him credit for that. But that was the best cover. But I'm thinking that most of his songs are really, really short, because he's expecting or hoping that people will be on it. And I saw the King of Reeds video today of him talking to Lil Nas, and I wonder what Adrian expressed. Like, I hate the fact that they're not friends. I really do, because it's just like they're two strong gay black men on YouTube with following that if they were literally, even if they could just be like, look, we're trying to make some money and not be friends, if they were friends for just outside, it would help a lot, because we're so divided. And it just, this Lil Nas X thing, this whole thing trying to convince black people that this isn't Satanism, this is literally about his experience with people like you, talking about how he's gonna go to HE double hockey stick just because he's who he is. It's literally the exact same discrimination that white supremacists will say to us, like, we're dirty people and we're not going to heaven. Like, that's something that was said in the past, and people still believe in this future. If people think that racism is anywhere near over, you are literally ignorant to what's out and about, and sorry for that, but you need to get educated on what's going on, because it's still happening. Like, people are still like thinking that people are less than, regardless of their, like, whether they be black, Asian. Like, he did not care about those people. And I think it's really interesting that we're sitting here talking about religion in politics when y'all are the first people to talk about how things need to be separate and we need to stop putting our emotions into things, and we're triggered in all this when literally all he did was post a music video and drop a song that wasn't for you. If you're not gay or in the black, if you're not in the gay community, the LGBT plus community, or black, it's not for you. So Caitlin Babubu, unless you're a lesbian, you really weren't invited to this party. So I really don't know why you spoke on this, especially since word on the street is you were trying to have a throuple with your husband and your brother or something. I have no idea. There's just a bunch of stuff going on with her. And like I said before, most of these people who are even talking about this, they're just trying to get their, like, black outrage is, and gay outrage is very profitable for people. They will disrupt the status quo. We will be minding our business. We will be serving very much minding our own freaking business. And they will come up in our stuff and talk about how, see, this is that and this and that. And they'll say something off the fly, off the cup. And when we clap back, they're going to talk about, like, I can't believe that she said, oh, do you know you're basically another racist entendre where, oh, like, you don't know your dad, or have you talked to your dad because he's black? So I'm guessing she was implying that because Lil Nas X is black, he doesn't know his father. And he said, yep, and I might be with yours tonight or something. And she's like, well, another person was like, oh my goodness, he just threatened to rape your dad. And it's just like, first of all, your dad would want to be with Lil Nas X. He would wish he would look good enough to be with Lil Nas X. That's what keeps him up at night. But besides the point, I think it's interesting that they love to poke the bear, but when the bear bites at them, they love to call animal control and talk about how this is a wild, mangy animal that need to be taken down. Like, don't cry now. You don't get to cry. Like Sharon Osbourne, it's pretty interesting that you like to call people wonton and ghetto, and then when people call you out, I'm not racist. I'm 70 years old. I'm not racist. Like, okay, Sharon Osbourne, you made your entire career off of saying racist things and having a ghetto family. But we're not talking about her. We're talking about Lil Nas X and his great single. I think it's really cool. What I don't like about Lil Nas X is the fact that he has, like I said, he seems very stiff in his music videos, but I do notice him getting a lot looser. Like this video, he's been the loosest he's ever been, and I like that because that means he's gaining more confidence, and I hope that he continues to rise. And I'm upset that, like, supposedly the people that made those shoes that he sold out, I didn't know they were $1,000. I thought they were $60. I was told to buy one, but I'm not paying no $1,000 for no shoes. I heard that Miley Cyrus got a pair. I am 100% sure that they only went out of stock because there were a lot of conservatives who bought them. I know for a fact that there's going to be a popular conservative who either bought them themselves or had their followers, because they love to use and weaponize their followers, to take as many shoes as they can out of circulation so that they could burn them in some ritual. Like, it's pretty interesting that a lot of Christians be like, oh, look at this demon worship and look at all these rituals, but they have certain rituals like eating the blood of Christ and drinking, like pretty interesting, but whatever. I'm pretty sure that in the next couple of days we're going to see either Loser Star or somebody on that side of YouTube talk about whoever it is. It's going to be someone on the far right. It's going to be someone maybe alt-right who's going to have a bunch of those shoes, and they're going to set it ablaze, and that's all they're going to have. They're not even going to put themselves in the thing. They're just going to have it, watch and burn, and that's fine, because guess what? When you pay for something, it does not matter what you do with it afterwards. As long as you're not trying to resell it, they don't care. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is wear the shoes or resell them. Burning them will do nothing to him. He will cry in his $100 bills. Those shoes were $1,000. Okay, let's do the math. I don't know how much the shoes were exactly. Let's just say they were $1,000. He made at at least $666,000. So you can burn them, you can do whatever you want. And like, I hope that the souls scream from the shoes when you burn them, and like, you get scared and you think that the demons around you, like, I hope so, because it's just like, y'all playing games, y'all are putting so much effort into this. Like I said, the energy, you're going to manifest something. When people think, oh, that's a joke, it's really true. Some people use manifest incorrectly all the time. A lot of people come around, like I said a long time ago, adults are just grown-ups. They were once a child. If you are ignorant and your parents are ignorant and you just grow up in ignorance, you're going to be an adult that's ignorant. And then you're going to have kids that are, it's like a continuous cycle. So if we're going to keep promoting this ridiculousness, it's never going to die. And I'm really sick of it. And I really am sick of seeing all these people talk about, oh, this, that, and the other. Oh, this, like, when really things are really happening. Like, we're not talking about people getting evicted anymore. We're not talking about COVID anymore. Oh, we got a vaccine, everything's fine. When people get their vaccine, they stop wearing their mask, which is 100% what you're not supposed to do, literally. If it's like better for someone who doesn't have the virus vaccine to not wear a mask than someone who has it. It's just like, are you serious? You're really going to do this to us? The Black Plague, like, we will not stop. Like, I'm so sick of the human race. Like, please, a meteor needs to hit Earth. We need to start over.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Y'all are getting on my last nerve. We need to start as tadpoles again, because something happened in the chain to where people were able to breed and the children were able to grow up as adults and make this earth the cesspool of garbage it is right now. I cannot take it. It's so annoying. Y'all are so annoying. You stink. And I'm like, honestly done. There's nothing else to really say except all the black people who are upset at Lil Nas X, like, either shut your mouth about it. If you have nothing nice to say about Lil Nas other than congratulations on making a lot of money, shut up, because we don't need this right now. We need solidarity. And this isn't about Satanism at all under any circumstance. And if you think that someone being who they are makes them, like, automatically they can't do anything about it, they can't repent other than changing who they are, then you obviously don't know history, and you don't know that that's perpetuated by white supremacy, and you need to open a book and figure it out, because this is getting ridiculous. All I know is stream Montero, Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X, okay? Hey, so it's been about a week now since I actually recorded that video. And an update, I looked at the shoes on a particular person. She is this girl. She's like Belle Delphine, except not Belle Delphine. I don't like any of those types of girls that wear like little girl makeup and do stuff like that, because they're just it's the whole thing. There's a fine line when it comes to women and what they wear, and they should be able to wear what they want. But it's just like, I'm not here for that particular instance. Like, I'm fine with women wearing provocative outfits because that's appropriate for their age. I'm not okay with women dressing up like little girls and making money off of that. I just don't like that. It's just not good. Speaking of little girls, Bhad Bhabie, someone that is a culture vulture of the black community, and y'all still continue to allow her to do such things. With this whole thing with her OnlyFans, it's just like, honestly, she's 18, she can do whatever she wants. I just hate the fact that there are so many people who she took money from that, like, she was groomed. She was groomed into that situation. A lot of, in particular, black men were around her 24/7, no doubt. She did whatever she did. She is very gifted in the chest, so she looked way older than she did when she was younger. And that's terrible that guys were even doing that to her. But that's just an update on that. Let me digress. Lil Nas X, the shoes, I looked on like I looked online and I saw the shoes on that girl, and I don't like them. I don't like the finished product. But I saw in the picture, like if I had literally spent $1,000, I'd be disappointed because those shoes are really ugly. I saw this girl I watch on YouTube, Hannah Reloaded, and she was like, I hate these shoes. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, these shoes are good. And then when I saw the actual literal product in someone's hand and on someone's feet, they are pretty ugly. They're really, I hate puffy shoes that look real puffy. Like, I like shoes that look very shaped like the bottom. If the top is thicker than the bottom of the soles, then I don't want to wear that shoe. I like Kingdom Hearts is fine because Sora's shoes, the soles are bigger than the top. They're not puffy. Like, I don't know. It's just strange, but I don't really like the shoes anymore. But hopefully I would still keep them because they're like, it's history now. He got into a fight with Nike and they're like, oh, to the company, oh, you can't do this. And then he's just like, your mama, and they're already sold anyway. So what are y'all going to do? This cease and desist. He can still give them away. Like, if he made more, he could give them away. He just can't make any money off of them. And also the people he gives them away to, they could sell them. There could be a whole situation. I don't know. I don't know the law enough to know what you can and cannot do. But yeah, an update on that. I don't like the shoes. I did enter the contest to win. Hopefully I win. Probably not, but we'll see. But again, I'm really sick of all these Christians. Oh, he who shall cast the first stone shall be stoned. Like, and then you get to cast stones. Like, okay, whatever. So, Lil Nas, you have my full support, 100%. My favorite song from him is Panini and Holiday and Montero. Those are my 3 songs. I literally did not like Old Town Road. I did not like it. It was far too slow to dance to. And then when you got that Anglo-Saxon Billy Ray Billy McPhilly, it didn't really matter to me. I liked Cupcake's version of Old Town Road, or her remix to it. I don't think it's listed anymore because it's so raunch. I really liked the raunch Cupcake, but I know she's, like, her recent stuff that she's making, she can probably put that on radio. And another thing, I think it's real interesting that people like NWA and all these other men that are raunch in their music get to be on the radio and they just edit it out and they stop being babies. Like, they can't do that. But people like critique Megan Thee Stallion and Cupcake and all these people who are raunching their music videos or music. And even Cupcake, I really do feel like Cupcake is a better lyricist than anybody in the game right now. I'm not really into the whole City Girl situation, that whole Saweetie thing. It's just too much to deal with. I'm not going to talk about it. I really cannot talk about it. I can't speak about it. I can't. What I am going to say is I'm enough with this whole, oh, you want to be equal? Let's punch each other in the face. That's not what equal is. That's not what equal is. You know good and well. You know your strength. You don't need to do that and the other. Would you do that to a child? Of course not. If a kid hits you, would you say, all right, this is the key to freedom. Let me punch this kid in the face. No, you wouldn't, because you've got common sense. Maybe you don't, because you think that just because a woman hits you, you get to hit back because you act like that hit's going to do anything like it's to you. Like, not only are you going to call women weak, but then you're going to say, well, if we're so equal, like, you don't consider us equal. So stop making the excuse of we're equal, so I get to punch and grab and pull and treat you like an object. We're not there at equality yet. And even if we were all equal, that does not mean that you put your hands on a woman, because like I said, you know your strength. You know men have more upper body strength. If you need to stop a woman from hitting you, you can literally do whatever. You can literally, nothing's going to happen to you. You're not going to die. But you can kill a woman with your strength. And of course you know that. But like I said, I cannot talk about it. This is about Lil Nas X. I can't soil this video. I've already soiled it talking about that girl's OnlyFans and those stupid girls. I love Lil Nas X. I love Lil Nas X. I'm going to keep supporting him. Hopefully all this crap with the Christianity stuff, hopefully they short circuit and then they have to reboot themselves. Because I'm really sick of it. I'm sick of, like, I think it's interesting that Caitlyn Babubu gets to be racist, and then the moment he comes back with a comeback, oh my gosh, he just said he was going to rape my, oh, shut up, like, no one cares. No one cares, like. And then Candace the Sloth Owens is gonna crawl out her cave and start talking about it, and she's like, oh, she's literally just a caricature at this point. I literally don't even know if we should be even mad at her, because I really do feel like she's hustling. I'm mad at her regardless. I'm just saying that ironically, to be devil's advocate. But Candace Owens is trash. Any person that is complete and utter trash, if they're not already dead, we're just going to say, like I've been saying star loser. I've been saying quarter of a man. I haven't been saying their names because I'm not going to say their names on my channel at all, ever. And if I do, it's probably something major has erupted in this timeline. But Candace Owens is coming out talking about, oh, look, he said, I'm gay, y'all. Let's just go home. Let's just go home. Like, you're really off the deep end at this point, and you're out of the range. Like I said before, like, if you're not of the black community, which Candace Owens literally, she turned in her black card when she was born. Like, she honestly did that. So we're not even going to associate with her. We're not claiming her. Anglo-Saxons, y'all can claim her. Like, y'all can claim her, honestly. But now she's coming out of the woodwork trying to say something to get her last $2 of the publicity from all this Christianity, all this outrage and stuff. Whatever. But I'm done. Like, subscribe. This was just a little thing about Lil Nas and stuff. I don't think that there's no subliminal, like, literally it's his experience in art form. I really like it. And I don't see the problem. I see the problem with kids still being in facilities and cages. If you want to call it a facility, let's call it a facility. It's still away from their parents. It's still away from school. It's still gathered in a big group. What if they all get COVID and die? What if that's their plan? What if they want them to die? No one cares, do they? Where are the rest of our checks? Because, like, just because he added a little bit extra from what Trump's administration did doesn't mean we got 2K. The 600 isn't yours, Biden. It's not yours. So you don't get to claim that as your piece to give us. You still owe us. And you owe us a whole lot more for getting you into this position. Literally, it could have been anybody but Trump, and you're here. So you need to stop being old and falling downstairs and get with it. But yeah, hopefully I win those shoes. I'm probably not ever going to wear them. I would just keep them as memorabilia. I wouldn't even sell them. Like, I'm pretty sure someone would want to buy them, but it's like history at this point. Like, I wouldn't want to get rid of history. I love collecting things, even if they're like the smallest things. Like, I collect stones, like raw stones from the earth. But yeah, that's my opinion on this whole Lil Nas thing. I looked into the whole thing. Like, Bhad Bhabie is putting out some claims against Dr.Phil. First of all, this is the one final thing before I log out, before I'm done. Dr. Phil's a Republican. Let's just put that out there right now. So his show may be entertaining, but he's not a licensed doctor. There's a lot of things that we have to put into account, and it's not Oprah's fault Just because someone signs someone's checks, just because someone puts someone up there, they don't know what's going on. Or how is Oprah supposed to know everything about everybody? But you're not going to hold this, like, even our president to any standard whatsoever with things right in front of his face. But I digress. I'm not on the whole hate Oprah thing. Like, she can get her coin and all that. Wherever her money's going, I'm sure she's trying to help people out. She's no Bonzos or whatever. She's no Elon Musk. Y'all need to go run to Elon Musk, run out to your Anglo-Saxon billionaires and ask them to take people out of poverty. Why do you have to go to the black people who our percentage of millionaires are lower? Like, the amount of money that can even get circulated into our, like, I'm not even going to argue. But with this whole thing with Bhad Bhabie, like, she may be a culture vulture, but her claims can still be valid for these places, especially since they're all correlating. When people are like, oh, I need evidence. Well, there's your evidence. All their stories correlate. These places where you send off your kids, it's a problem. Stop sending your kids off and raise them. You had them, now raise them. If you didn't want them, there's an orphanage. And even orphanages have abuse in them. Little Orphan Annie, that's nothing. You didn't see sexual abuse. You didn't see molestation. You didn't see all the things that actually happen in these places where these kids are supposed to be safe. And I think it's terrible that Dr.Phil pulled the reverse card out like it's Uno, talking about I expected a victim to I'm just a turnip on a turnip truck, but I'm just an old country boy, and if I had some country gravy, maybe I knew but a sawmill, and if it's on the bit of May, if it's on the bit of May, then maybe on the sooner day in the dawn of the blessed dawn, if she was half but a little biscuit, maybe she probably would have done something 5 years ago. I don't know nothing about Danielle Bergolis. Like, honestly, I don't think she made you popular, but I think she helped you, because she's one of the people that people know, and Dr. Phil, like, that's where she got her start. If she wasn't on your show, we wouldn't know this girl. So it's like they talk about it constantly. You get asked about her constantly. And for you to say that, it just goes to show that you are hiding something. If you didn't do that, if you came up, no one says, because she's making, like, literally her claims are just out there. She still has this, she's 18. Like I said, the consent should be 25 because she's still a child. Nothing's changed from when she was 17 to 18, except literally the age of her bones and skin, her hair. That's it. Like, she is still, her brain is still where 17 was a couple weeks ago. And now Dr. Phil is on some hiatus from, like, particular people. What he's doing right now is, I think it's like 3,000 episodes. And okay, that's ironic. A lot about this situation is ironic. Remember when I said everything was connected? Well, so Dr. Phil is kind of on a hiatus. He's not really talking to new people. He's talking to old people. Ironically, around the time when Bhad Bhabie is saying all these claims, and the other girls who were abused, and maybe some boys, I don't know about the whole situation, but it's ironic that he's talking to all these people he's talked to in the past, and they're like, "Hi, Dr. Phil. Yes, you've helped me so much. Thank you. Here's the stamp of approval. You are the best." Pretty ironic that he's bringing all these people forth. It's kind of like negating what's going on. Like, oh, you guys couldn't possibly have slipped through the cracks of the system. It's just ironic. And then it's ironic that her birthday pops up and she has these things to say. She just now got the courage to speak right around the time she gets an OnlyFans, right around the time all of it's ironic. It's all ironic. Like, that's all I have to really say about it. When she makes these claims, and she's making these claims that are something that someone would just throw out in court and read her for filth. She needs someone to funnel these. I noticed that in her clips, they were heavily edited because she would continue talking. If she does that in a court case, she's going to lose. And that's unfortunate. But she's 18. She's still a child. I don't think 18 should be an adult. I don't think you should be kicking your children out of 18 or saying that that's the natural age of consent. That makes literal no sense. If we were going by literal natural, it would be 25, because that is when your brain is fully developed. But I already talked about this in my consent video. Not a lot, because I'm gonna make a consent video. I'm gonna make a consent video, but there is a video that I talk about consent. And that's the Meghan Markle video as well. Honestly, Lil Nas X is great. Stream Montero, Call Me By Your Name. I think that's a great name. That's the coolest name ever. Like, I feel like we would be able to hang out and it would be so much fun. I don't know if he's looking for a friend. Hit me up, Lil Nas X, if you ever see this video. I don't know if you look on YouTube, see your name and stuff. But I'm cool. I play Xbox. If you play Xbox, even if you don't and you play PlayStation, there's cross platform. We can play Apex Legends. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Done.